I call this meeting to order at 5:50 PM.
I have, maybe just a little bit of reference. Or I had rather. The minutes from our January meeting, which. Talk a little bit about what the event could look like. This is important to us. Go over what the event could look like.
We're saying to do it in the university because it will stick more people.
What was it? What?
What is the main
because of
reason?
that?
I think it's because they just offered it. They offered it and,
I don't think that they had offered it. We're going to ask them if we.
oh yeah, I was under the impression that they had offered.
No,
I don't think it was
No.
that, I don't think it has a committee that like established a hard date for it. Even.
correct. And I think Matthew was going to talk to them, but I wanted to kind of understand why we wanted to do it instead of here, there. My only thought, could it be that is because it's going to attract more people as the students will come? But
The other thing that I know was a factor last time is just the convenience. So I'm assuming at the university, it's gonna be auditorium style with, an amphitheater and a backdrop with a screen. Versus here, la gente tenía que estar, like, they had to be like sideways because the screens are here and the seats were here.
yeah,
So that was the other factor, like convenience.
yeah. Okay, okay. The only reason why I asked is because, at the end, as is our workshop for the city and for the people,
I understand.
it will be better if we host it here. you know?
Mhm.
But at that point, I agree 100%. It'll be more comfortable.
It'll
for
be
the
much more
guests,
comfortable.
For the guests.
Yeah.
Yes, for the guests.
Mhm.
And I know that they had done it one in the past, so that's what I thought that was the older.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the old event that was held, excuse me, at Energy. It was like it was specifically like a social media. Expo or.
I'm just gonna see.
Yeah, I don't really have reference for what prompted it, but, what was the date for this event?
I don't think we have a firm date. Do we?
I don't remember.
I don't think we have a firm date.
When was the last time?
So last year it was on, I think the penultimate Friday, the 22nd, yeah, it was the 22nd. Which this year could put it at the 20th, Friday, the 20th of September.
September 20th. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
What was the rationale for? Or if there was for having it on a Friday versus,
We had it on a Friday because, I think just people are just more amenable to attending Friday events. There's less work on Fridays. They could stick around for the happy hour that we had at Chella's. Which in this case, if we're gonna do it at Ana G. Mendes, we could ask, the Cuban place. Ay, Dios mío, Mi Vitrola. We could ask Mi Vitrola. It's within walking distance,
Exactly. Yes.
So if they would host the happy hour there and the space is big.
I have the agenda for the 2023 event, and I also have the minutes. from February, not January. I'll just read it out loud. Several suggestions for topics, individual topics like digital marketing could be an attractive subject. As previously mentioned by Stephen, insurance could be on the list for relevant subjects for next event. Use of Anna Mendez location for both sides, technical and catering support also receives strong support from the committee. So I guess generally right now the only thing that is
So,
topic wise.
right, topic wise. So I think the biggest difference in what we did last year versus what we want to do this year is I mean, last year it was a lot of, how to do business with the county, right? Which is useful, but it was very county driven. But I don't really feel like it talked a lot about resources. So the one thing that stuck in my brain from resources was how to find all the available RFPs if you want to bid for county business, which is great, but if I'm not interested in doing business with the county, it's kind of like a moot point. And I remember the girl that talked about all the free resources from the library, which is great, which is useful. But like if I'm a small business owner, I want at least for me, the things that are important is number one, sources of funding. If there's any kind of sources of funding that I have accessible to me as a small business owner, I want to know what they are so that I can grab that money. That would be number one. And then number two would be like useful business information. So for like, I'm in small business consulting. So like to me, useful business information is number one, how to avoid pitfalls as a small business owner. So pitfalls are, fines, right? Fines, exactly. I specialize in payroll and HR, so I'm all about it. So how to avoid unnecessary fines. And we can talk, something as simple as like categorization of your employees, because everybody here loves to say that their employees are 1099s and they're not. And that's one of the most egregious fines that you can get from the IRS. So how to distinguish a 1099 employee from a W-2 employee. That's something very simple that we can cover that again is very useful. Number two, I think insurances are important. Like people need to understand, when do I have to get workers' compensation? What is general liability and why should I have it? I think that's important. Something as simple as how to incorporate my business. And right now there's the beneficial owner information form that has to be reported. That's a new form that's being required at a federal level. And people know nothing about it. And if they don't report it by the end of this year, the fines are wild. They're very heavy. And people, he's like, I need to report a form. There is a form called the BOIR form, the Beneficial Owner Information Report form. And it's a form that basically, it is now law that if you establish a new corporation right now, you have to file that form within 90 days. If you have an old corporation that was established before the beginning of 2024, you have this whole year to file it. It's a form that basically you are explaining who are the beneficial owners of your corporation. Because when you register a corporation with the IRS, you register it under one person's name, but there could be 5 owners. So they want to know all those people because they're trying to get, the more nefarious reasons why people are saying that the form exists is because they want to track who are the moneymakers in corporations that may not be, appropriately declaring income. Now, that being said, it's a topic. Depending on who we get to talk about it, there are different opinions on the form. Like, right now the form is under litigation. So maybe the form goes away, who knows? But it's out there right now. And if you open up a corporation today, in 90 days, you need to file that form or you have a very big fine. So, and again, for the older businesses that don't need to report the form until the end of this year, a lot of people are waiting to see what happens with the form. But that's a big topic right now and people don't know about it. What else? I think, what else regarding how to business? So how to business, how to incorporate, avoiding pitfalls.
is that, and this is just,
Mhm.
since I'm on the committee, I just wanna. Figure something out. Is that something that you think could be hands-on, like in the moment at the event, that could seem less lecture-y?
I think it's super hands-on. I think showing people, like, I mean, if we're gonna have the capability of like sharing, sharing a screen and going somewhere, like, for example, if I were doing this presentation, I would go on the website and be like, here's the form. And here's what you click, because people get overwhelmed with these government things. And they don't understand what to do, and it's really not that hard. You just need to know where to go and what to do, and something as simple as teaching people, you answer the question as it's presented to you, because people look at an IRS form and they get overwhelmed, and there's no need. You just need to read what the question is asking you and answer it, So walking them through that form, something very simple. If I were doing the presentation on categorization of employees, 1099 versus W-2, you walk them, there's certain questions that you ask when determining who someone, and that could be very interactive, what else? I mean, sources of funding, that's not my area of expertise. That's something that we would need help with. But finding sources of funding for business owners, I'm sure, that one I think would be more lecture-y than hands-on.
And I don't think it's bad to.
I agree, it's a mix, it's a mix.
Like,
Yeah, it's a mix.
if we're just like putting
Mhm.
things at the wall, if it's like social media, it's HR, funding, I don't think all of them need to be.
Yeah.
All right, everyone get up.
I think social media is another big topic, like how to monetize social media, how to get customers through social media.
So I think mainly what we have to define is how many topics we want, right? So that way it's not too expensive and stuff like that,
Right.
which are gonna be the more relevant.
mhm,
Then find the speakers that
Mhm.
will fit that. And then, the rest is just inviting the people.
Yeah.
So I think sourcing of funds, I think is perfect. Social media marketing is, HR it is. Matthew says that it was the HR, right? Was the HR that what happened in the
in the chamber.
in the chamber? Was HR?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, so HR, I think also, taxes and accounting, important. And as we are trying to promote Miami Lakes, we should put one that it says advantage of doing business in Miami Lakes. Why? Meaning, I don't know, we save on taxes, is less real estate taxes, is, you get support from, I don't know. What are the advantage of doing business in Miami Lakes? I think those, I don't know what
Maybe
other
like a-
subjects. Like, is there
Like a
any
local
advantage?
business,
Yes,
a local business section, and then you can talk about how you can, the town's, bids processing. Or bid processing, where it's like, maybe a business does wanna get involved with the town and. Not the county, so how they can find,
true. How to
contact
sell,
opportunities.
exactly, how to sell to that, or, something about Miami Lakes in the sense of why you wanted to be here, why you wanted to open the business here. We wanted to touch you how to get funding, how to social media, how the HR process, how to do the accounting and everything. You say, and I don't know if it goes into taxes and accounting, but opening the corporation, what
Mhm.
regulations to open it. That's more like compliance,
Yep.
right? So we'll say compliance. Compliance of opening your business. I think those are kind of the main topics that everybody.
I think that's the basics if you're a new business owner, for sure.
Yeah. We cannot give more specifics on each of the topics, so, because if you say human resources, okay, people will not get interested, right? Okay.
No,
we're
human-
gonna talk about it.
Right, human
difference between
resource, when we
those
give it a
two
subtopic, so human
Exactly.
resources,
Difference between 1099s and
Correct.
full-time employees,
mhm,
new regulations, new the immigration laws. There's a couple hot topics for each of the individual topics. Like 3 hot topics from each topic.
Is, what about contacting speakers or potential speakers, maybe? Is there any-
I think we should do either trying to figure it out. I don't know to say the same, but giving them a specific what the topic is, right?
Mhm.
Maybe we can use people from our committee. I know that there is many accountants, bankers and stuff like that, that they can help out with these things. And figure it out how to make it more interactive. And there is
Okay.
also other resources, like Miami-Dade has plenty, FAU has plenty,
Mhm.
more experience, which is what we want, right?
Jonathan, for conducting business in Miami Lakes, who would be like the go-to person?
I was thinking of it too. I'm thinking there's a good. Well, I think it overlaps a few departments. If you're just saying business in Miami, like it is our procurement office. You know, contract opportunities, and is it our planning and zoning, if you're talking about, expansions or. Something like that, or the building department, is it BTRs, is it? Like, there's not like an economic advisor or.
So I guess that's a good question, is if we're gonna do a topic on conducting business in Miami Lakes, do we wanna have a speaker that's from the town that says how to find opportunities to work within the town? Or do we wanna have like Andrea present on, why Miami Lakes is a fantastic place? We're going over our website and, our demographics and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? That's,
Yeah,
think that's easier.
It was more that way, for example, so
Right.
people understand that there is a website where you can look up
Mhm.
all the
all the data.
all the stuff like that. So I think, more going towards that says, I know that the real estate taxes here are one of the lowest. Not much that it is important to the businesses, even though it will affect your CAM, but, we can do that.
Mhm.
The other thing I was thinking, I don't know if it will go with it will be too much. But you know that there are those leadership speakers, like that they speak for CEOs, that they speak for
Like
business
motivational
leaders.
speakers. Mhm.
Yes, maybe we are able to bring one of them for like at the closing of the event. A 10 minutes or 15 minutes speaker like that. I think people will be interested to come because of that, somebody, some kind of famous that already has a name of be able to motivate business leaders. I think that will attract people as well.
So. Say, the committee has $2,000 budgeted for, for
For the event.
So what time was it?
I think we can ask our connections and see if anybody, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a celebrity, it could be somebody
Yeah.
like a local celebrity,
Yeah.
I mean, like a local business owner that's already established,
Mhm.
that already has roots,
I can ask one of my clients has a very large franchise that people are very familiar with,
to be in that masters.
he grew up from
Right.
nothing. So,
Right.
And my biggest thing now is the energy security. No. If it's an auditorium, if it's a conference room, if it's.
So I think we're going to the right track, right? Defining the topics, the subtopics, finding the speakers. And that's pretty much it, and see if we're gonna be able to do it in a university or not.
I think the biggest thing is also finding, because last time our speakers, we went by the office that they held. They weren't necessarily the most engaging speakers. I think we need to shop for speakers backwards. Like, who are some of the more engaging speakers that we know, and can they address these topics? You got what I'm saying?
How can we do that?
I mean, I can already think of a couple people, so. I think, so for example, I know somebody who would be fantastic with the insurances. But not to engage a room of us, a couple hundred people. I think for like the HR and whatnot, I think, I know Matthew keeps mentioning someone else. But I think, yeah, la pusimos a prueba and she did fantastic at the chamber. I think Sue Hale is a local town attorney. She specializes in employee HR and employer HR relations. And I think she's very good. She's a good speaker. So she did a really good job. So I think in terms of HR, and she and I work, like, we work closely together, so I know that, like, I can help her make sure that she hits all the talking points. So I think for HR/compliance, I think Sue Hale would be excellent, and I know she would do it, as long as she's available on that date, I know she would do it. For business success through social media, I think we can lean on Matthew and his dad and Tico to ask if they have any clients or, you know, experts that they would recommend on that. Tico himself may be a great resource for that, because he would probably know better than most what it takes to actually have business results through social media. And Tico's great speaking. He's very engaging. He's funny, you know?
True.
So I think Sue Hale would be great for HR compliance.
Gloria/Sue Hale.
Yeah, I don't think we should do two. I think we should do one. Because if not, then it gets too messy. And between the two of them, I think Sue Hale would be better. So that's HR compliance, Sue Hale, done. And that will encompass W-2. That'll encompass 1099s.
Sourcing of funds, I think we have plenty to choose because that's what everybody talks about it last time.
But really, Carlos, do you remember any of the sources of funds? Other than the SDBA loan, which everybody knows about?
No,
Because that's a loan, that's not a source of
If-
funds,
if I
it's not
would've-
grants.
if I would have been
Mhm.
doing my homework, I probably would have, but I didn't
Right.
do my homework. So, but that's what everybody talks about, sources of funds,
I
right?
think for the best opportunity
But-
that we can look for and source, no, because bankers, all they know about is loans. Everybody knows that you can take out a loan. I'm talking about like grants, small business grants, like that's what when I'm a business owner and I'm talking about free money for me to be had as a business owner, that's what I want to know about.
Mhm.
I want to know about the things that I don't have to pay back, which are grants.
Mhm.
So who would know best about grants? I mean, I think the best might be Prospera. And Prospera didn't have much of an opportunity to talk because we were running late already. But I think if we go, if we try with Prospera and we can vet them before we say, hey, do you want to be the speaker? No, like somebody has to be in charge of asking and making sure that they have what we want, right?
Correct.
I think Prospera may have what we are looking for, which is a source where they actually offer resources to small business owners in the format of grants, or if they don't, they certainly know who would.
Okay.
So I think,
I think so too.
and if not them, I know that Tico has a personal contact that's an angel investor. And if he might be willing to talk about what it takes to get an angel investor, or if not, maybe he's familiar with some other programs that he can refer us to.
Okay.
So that takes care of sources of funding. Okay. Social media marketing, I think we should start with Tico, and if not him, I'm sure he can point us in the direction of where. Okay.
Insurances.
I think that can go under HR compliance. Because
True.
they're gonna talk about workers' comp, they're gonna talk about general liability, and I mean,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
And then I think basics of accounting,
And compliance, taxes and compliance.
compliance, HR and compliance go together. Basics of accounting will have some compliance in the accounting portion. the trick is figuring out who for that one. I know we've thrown around a couple of accountants' names in the past. I don't think that they should do this because
No,
that would be
it's
very
gonna be
boring.
boring.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
very boring.
Mhm.
I would be happy to do it. I just don't know if we want to put any of our own committee members on the panel.
Well,
So I'm trying to think who else. That I know,
why no, why we will not want to? do
I don't know, I'm just saying, I don't know if we want
Do we
to.
have a problem with it or no?
I'd be happy to do it, but I don't know if we want to do that. I don't know, I don't know if we want to like run that by
The committee?
the committee or what. And by basics of accounting, just what you need, because that, when I meet with clients, it's just, they're, especially brand new businesses, they're just a disaster, like just the basics. And also resources, like, you don't have to sign up for QuickBooks. QuickBooks is expensive. There's free versions out there. What are they? They're these, so,
Mhm.
and what do you need to have in line so that you can get going, and not be a disaster when you get to the end. And people don't understand, like, they don't understand, just because it's a tax deduction doesn't mean that it's free. That's not how it works. So, just basics so that they understand how to manage their money.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And closing out with a motivational speaker, I think will work.
I think, that angel investor that Tico knows would actually be a good option for that. Because he built himself up from nothing.
Mm.
Like, and zero, from nothing, came from another country, his parents, picked up trash. And now he is the one investing in other businesses. He owns multiple businesses and he lends capital to invest in businesses. I think that would be good. I mean, he's not a celebrity, but
Yeah.
he knows what it
No.
takes.
So people understand that
Mhm.
the possibilities are limitless, right? How to lead a team, how to.
And that it's tangible.
Mhm. Cool.
I agree with all of them. September 20, same kind of a schedule.
Last year it was 9:30 to 12:30.
And
The
then,
first half hour was a like registration and breakfast.
yeah, definitely Vitrola.
Some sort of-
Do the same with gift cards. So we promote it too, so they know that we're going to raffle, so that way they wanted to really go to the network event.
Mhm.
So I'll have a motivational speaker and network event.
Mhm.
It actually does hold your attention, right? I'm gonna learn about how to fund my business, how to market my business, how to be in compliance with HR and tax, certain tax regulations.
Yeah, which I
insurances.
think that should have been last year.
That's what we were
Yeah.
trying to
To
get
from-
to,
It got
but
good.
there were promises made for speaking engagements that we couldn't break. We jumped the gun on offering certain people the speaking opportunity and then we couldn't take it back.
It was all county.
Mhm. It was all county,
SBA.
yeah.
With the only one that we're missing is, which I think Andrea will do it.
How to do business with the town?
Yeah, or the benefits of doing businesses in Miami.
Okay.
How
many agenda items did we have last time? 5? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without Andrea. If we put Andrea in there, that's 6. It's a lot.
It is. It is.
It's a lot. We
But-
could, I'm telling you, we could merge, because realistically, I mean, we can't teach, these are complex topics. We can't teach everything in 15 minutes. We could merge accounting and HR compliance into one.
Yeah,
We could merge it into one.
The only reason why I do wanted to kind of bring that is because we're doing it for Miami Lakes.
Yeah.
Or, and it's kind of, okay, these are the resources, I don't know, the city is flexible on the building permits, here are the, the data where you can get it. Look the growth of these businesses, there is business here that is being here for more than 80 years, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, whatever the benefits or why would you wanted to do business in Miami?
That's the good thing. There's budget, there's finance, there's planning, there's building, there's procurement. There's community affairs, and different events and sponsorships, and where. Everything relates to the town, or everything. Business can be something that the town benefits from, so. Getting one person to speak on behalf of that is.
No, but I think Andrea could probably do it.
I think Andrea would probably be really good at that.
Yeah,
And just like,
and they all are more interested to sell that.
right.
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 Yeah, on behalf of the EDC, I think she could. Speak to that pretty well. I mean.
She knows the resources.
She knows, if anybody can do it really well, it's Andrea.
websites.
I'm sure she could if we wanna, but then I really do think we need to cut back on one of the other topics. I think the easiest thing would either to cut out the motivational speaker, or we can merge accounting and HR in one. I think we can merge it. I think people, it's a dense topic and people will tune out anyways if you spend too much time on it. And if we do that, the only thing is, if Suhail does not do basics of accounting, I can do both. This is literally what I do every day. I just, if I don't know if we're okay having 2 committee members on there on the panel. Or I can help whoever's doing it construct the presentation, because I mean, that's just, it's my daily.
I don't have a problem. I don't know if that panel we have it, anyway, we have to ask everything to.
Yeah, we have to run it all, but,
And then we'll go from there, we decide who could it be, or if we gotta cut it. Mainly, if you think about it, if they're gonna, which is important, very, but if we go to basic to kind of explain a P&L or a balance sheet, or, a guide, or.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking like, hey, when you start a business, what's the first thing you need to do? You need a bank account. You need a bank account. Don't double dip into your bank account. You need 1 debit card, 1 credit card, and a bank account for your business. The question that I get all the time, do I have to incorporate? You really don't. You don't have to incorporate if your business is brand new. You can run a business under your own name and explaining the basics of accounting as a Schedule C. What is a Schedule C? It's 1 extra page on your tax return where you're showing the profits of your business.
Sure.
If you're a side hustle, you're probably going to have a Schedule C, and that's okay. Almost every business starts as a side hustle. If you really want to legitimize, because in order to open up a business bank account, you need a tax ID number.
Sure.
If you want to be able to trademark your name and, really legitimize your business, now we're talking about incorporating your business. How do you incorporate? It's really not that hard. And most people just need to understand, you need to basically incorporate twice. You do it at the state level and you do it at the IRS level. Which one do I pick? That's the next question I get. Am I an LLC? Am I at this? Am I at that? And tell it, okay, well, these are the differences, but most people will go with an LLC. Why? Because it offers you the most protection and you don't need to file a separate tax return for an LLC. So you're probably going to be an LLC. So like, we're already solving problems for people, and that's what they're coming here to do, is to get their answers.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And we talk about the 1099 employees.
And then, okay, I need to hire someone, I need help. And it's like, okay, great. Now we need to make the choice. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And then, okay, what, and we can combine basics of accounting, HR compliance, pitfalls. So, I'm an employer and now we can take it like almost like stage by stage. That wouldn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes. So now I went from having 0 employees to having 2 or 3. fantastic. They're part-time. Okay, great. Are they 1099 or are they W-2? And that can involve a lot of audience participation.
Yeah.
You know, so there's 3 ways that you determine if somebody's a 1099 or a W-2, and we ask those 3 questions. And now, okay, my business has grown now to 25 employees. Oh, well, now there's a new law in the state of Florida that you need to do this, you know, so. Yeah, understanding all of
I
that.
think we can put those
Mhm.
together.
The best way, I think, for that topic is to go by employee count. Like taking them through the growth of a business as you add employees, because that's what adds complexity to compliance. It's number of employees. Yeah,
Not even how much you pay them. It's number of employees.
it's number of employees. Mm-hmm.
What else, sir? We got date, we got times, we got party, we got.
We have most of the agenda,
Mhm.
and I can take on calling Propera. I have a connection to Propera through my old employer, so I can call Propera. I can talk to Tico about the social media and the motivational speaker, because that's connected back to him. Mm-hmm.
I think Matthew says that he was going to contact that. Yeah,
I'll connect with him just to
Okay.
see what bridge needs to be, made. Cause I really am thinking about this $2,000. You're talking food, you're talking. Well, maybe we could, there's probably room for sponsorships and.
yeah.
Could be room for sponsorships,
And what we did was simple in the morning.
we
right?
had like Vicky Bakery, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It was, I think Jessica would know better, cause.
It was sponsored by
Yeah.
US Century. That's what it was. US Century sponsored the breakfast.
Great,
Correct.
great
Mhm.
spread.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
US Century sponsored the breakfast. Chelas did a partial sponsorship for the happy hour. We had a bunch of businesses give gift cards as raffle items.
What
Um,
about
Oh, no, we brought it.
oh no, that's right. We bought the
we
gift
bought
cards.
the
Okay, yeah,
last
Right.
budget stuff.
yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And can we have Matthew reach out to maybe Drola, because I know he's got the contact for that.
Yeah.
And maybe ask him if they'll
Before
sponsor some
contacting
apps.
Controller, Before contacting, let's close.
Anna, that's true, because we don't have Anna, we're not doing it there,
Yes.
yeah. The other thing that I'm thinking is, if Anna falls through, is, I mean, we could continue to have it here. Huh?
There-
I was just thinking that, I was thinking the hotel,
Great.
I was thinking the hotel.
You know, other option,
Okay, what?
one of the banks has like
No, it's not big enough.
like not big enough.
Are you thinking, no, not Banco Popular? They do?
At that new.
Oh, at the new building? Hey,
Yeah,
Bank
that new building,
United.
They have like an entire rooftop.
Oh,
No, it's pretty insane. I don't think that was the ribbon cutting, but,
oh, shoot. Maybe we can do it there.
it was like a proper,
Wow.
yeah.
But it's a rooftop, so it wouldn't be conducive to the event, just the happy hour or
But
something
I hear
afterwards.
one of the bank has like an auditorium. and stuff like-
That's Bank United, that's Steve's bank,
Okay.
that's Steve's bank,
Okay.
yeah.
Like a.
But it's too small.
I've never been there, so I
Okay,
think
at
that's
the-
Steve's bank, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Which I think he brought it up for last year, but we
Correct.
decided to do it here because we
Correct.
wanted to promote the town.
What?
I think
Yes.
so, I think he's right, that they have some kind of auditorium situation at Bank United.
So if there is not that possibility.
Yeah.
that
The
can-
problem is that, you know, we go with Bank United, we're gonna have the same thing that happened last year, which is that they gotta get their people in, you know? And that's what happened with the speakers last year. It was Steve's baby, so, you
Yeah.
know, they gotta top their people.
It's so. Cool. That rooftop is like. For like party space.
That's great, okay, cool.
think that's,
That's pretty much it. So in terms of tasks. So I will talk to Tico. I will talk to Prospera. And I will talk to I will talk to Tico about his investor friend for the motivational portion. I could also, I mean, if we want to add a little bit of variety, because we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, right? It's like HR, accounting, compliance, sources of funding, and social media. And doing business with the town. That's 4 panels and a motivational speaker. So just to like spice things up, because I feel bad that 2 out of the 4 speakers are on the committee. I can also talk to Suhail and we can tag team the presentation so that we have a little bit more variety.
Okay.
So we can split the topic. And she and I work well together. So I can talk to Suhail about kind of like she and I sharing that time. And we can make like a joint presentation.
Okay.
Okay. And time frame, it was check-in started at what, 9:30?
so that 9,
9?
and then the order.
To 12:30, 12:30.
12:30. It was specifically, it was 9. Oh wait, no, I misspoke, sorry, 9:30.
It was 9:30, that's what I
Was
thought.
registration.
Okay.
10 to 12 was the run and show, 12 to 12:30 was the Q&A.
Okay,
And
cool.
then 12:30, everyone went to chat.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
I think on mine, I'm just gonna, double up on the energy. Like actually getting the spot, this is the best I can show you of the rooftop one.
It's beautiful. It's very
this
nice.
entire section.
Wow.
It's like, and they have like a kitchen on this side.
That's cool. But again, that's I mean, that's a
It-
good for after,
Right.
if
Yeah.
that doesn't work out, but then we would need to cater it and blah. It's a
Also,
lot more
I
money.
don't think it's even.
Yeah.
Something to even approach them about renting or.
Yeah.
I think it's for employees only, so. Okay,
Perfect.
fair enough.
Okay, cool stuff. Do we need to set like another meeting date before we leave here?
I think if we bring back all the information for the next meeting that we have with everybody, I think we can
Yeah,
conclude
if
everything.
I can secure the spot, find out dollars, then it can be voted on then and there,
Right.
because that's really the only.
And then if we need to do after that another meeting, then I think we can do that, right?
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, okay, yeah, motion to adjourn at 6:33 PM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Perfect.